What's up, everybody? This is Team B with your host Brandon, along with me, Bill Mack here, and this is Team B Presents, and we hope you enjoy the show.
No. Woo! That's a nice. That's our intro. That sound effect.
Sorry about that. Let's redo that again, man. Let's stop and redo that again.
No, I like that. That was cool, man. People like stuff like that.
I can't. Yeah, with this traffic like this in the morning and the early afternoons is killer.
Well, I got my door wide open too, ladies and gentlemen, because there is a little snake in my house, and I'm standing right here guarded with my shovel, and I'm waiting for that little son bitch to come out so I can kill him and throw him across the street. So
Yeah,
I don't have any. I need to get if he don't come out, I'm gonna have to get the broom and kind of like sweep at him, fuck with him, and I might try to film it and get it on YouTube. Brandon versus the snake. It's just a little black snake.
Yeah,
Snake in the grass part 2, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this shit's real, man. I'm ready for it, man. I got my clothes on and everything. I'm ready. I guess that's why that's why you can't see me, because I'm like facing the other way. I'm watching my living room. I'm waiting for him to wiggle out there. He's kind of snaky like Hillary, so I want to catch him off guard.
Oh yeah, you do your thing.
Now, for the record, Hillary's my number 2 choice, but I prefer Bernie, not to get into politics. But yeah, I'm just waiting for him to come out, man.
So how's it going? Other than the snake, how's everything going?
Pretty good, I guess.
I'm
I'm alive, so can't complain. That's how humble I try to be. Like, well, I'm alive,
You're not an alligator hunter, you're a snake hunter now. Crikey, that's another snake.
I ain't scared of that motherfucker. He shook me up. Last time I seen a snake, he shook me up. I ain't scared today. Fuck that, because I'm trying to get this over with so I can go on about my business, because I like chilling in my living room on my days off, and I don't need no damn snake, around me. Because they're smart, man. They're just like Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. They're smart. They'll get right on my charge cable because they can blend in with the color, the camo. They're smart. They do stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I always admire snakes for being intelligent like that, but it's fucking scary as shit too. Like they'll wrap around a black broom or something thinking you can't see them. I'm like, man, that's so clever, but I see you,
Yeah. I said, Johnson, can't see them.
The only reason, ladies and gentlemen, I got a snake in here is because we've done some landscaping out here, some remodeling, and it just stirred up the snakes. My yard's completely clear and clean, and motherfucker just crawled in the house. Because it's so quiet in my house, ladies and gentlemen. Because I am a practical Buddhist, so I love the quiet most of the time, and it's so quiet in here they'll creep in here. So I got to just stomp my feet once in a while and go back to the attitude era, Brandon, and really get the shovel and lay the smack down on his candy ass, But other than that, man, no good mail came today. But no mail is actually good news for me a lot of times. I'm like, well, at least it ain't no bill or fucking jury duty or something, at least that. But yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for my invisible check to come and all that stuff, and looking forward to payback. That's about it.
Yeah.
Is it payback or roadblock? I can't remember. A roadblock. That's
it's
right.
roadblock. Yeah.
What else? What the fuck did I say? Payback. I don't know. I'm like Don Tony. I just say random shit.
Well, it is, man. I'm feeding the same thing, dude. I'm waiting on mine. A little bit of change to get back from Uncle Sam as well, man. If not, I'm going to rob his ass or something. I need that money back.
Ryback asked for payback from the Payback pay-per-view.
I know. He's just killing it, man. First, they were talking about Goldberg potentially against Ryback. Now you're seeing who he's going to fight. And
I was like, oh, okay. Well, at least Kalisto makes him look bigger than what he is.
Yeah. He's a big man. But Raw, dude, was Raw fun for you just as much as it was for me, man? Really?
You know what? I think the 3-hour format is really killing the momentum of the show. It really is, dude, because I know they get more in revenue or whatever with the 3 hours, but it's really killing the momentum. Because it's not – it opened up good with Shane and Vince promo, no Undertaker. And it just – that momentum, man. And I even watched it on Hulu, and I was like, well, damn. And it was okay on Hulu. I was like, all right. But I'm like, man, how could somebody watch this for 3 hours? It just kills the momentum, in my opinion. They had 2 hours. If they had 2 hours, You have 10-minute authority promos. Then you have good matches, relevant, whatever. You know, I just think it'd be better at 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes they go over 3 hours. They don't clock out to what, 11:15 Monday night?
Yep, about 11:15.
They got 3 hours.
Because the first 3 hour and a half is just drug out. That's why they don't get everything they done. It's like this. I was thinking, dude. I was sitting there thinking when I was watching it the other night. All they would have to do is this. Remember how the old wrestling used to be, like the old like Saturday mornings and what was it called on Saturday mornings, or was it Superstars?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of them.
Here's what I'm thinking. They sit there and make it a 2 hour show. If they're going to do a 3 hour show, make 1 hour. Let them do their promo work about the upcoming show, like right before they do it. Kind of like you see people when they do interviews before things actually happen, cut promos then, and talk about the matches in the upcoming night. If you're going to spend at least 45 minutes, because you know it ain't all fully an hour. It's only like 42 minutes, I think, for an average hour. But if you take at least some of that time and let them cut promos about stuff within the show that's coming up, to me, that would be more helpful, because then you could actually have more wrestling in the 2 hours that's left. You know, kind of like interviewing. Let's say you and I were feuding, and I cut my promos, and then stuff's going on in the back, and then you go to you cutting your promo and stuff, and then we can at least when it gets down to it, you can still touch on it, but you don't have to spend 25 minutes talking about it when you can really go into the match. I mean, I thought maybe use that first hour as your introduction hour into the night's what's going on. It would cut out a whole lot of that unnecessary talking. You wouldn't go over 15 minutes of a slow 3 hour show. Or maybe that's just my opinion, but I thought that'd be a decent idea to do that, because that's what I would think, to do that. I mean, because them shows used to do that. They used to have interviews and stuff, and now they try to cram all of it, and it's slow as it is anyway, and they cram it on, and you have to overrun 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, they used to know how to book a show, because nowadays they rewrite Raw on Monday 2 or 3 times, and Vince can just randomly throw the creative paper away and say, no, I want something else done.
Right.
You know, or
they could do interviews.
It's just not booked right. That's why they go over like that. And,
right. They could do it over, man. They could do it like earlier, like if the Usos are facing New Day. They could have interview the Usos and talk about their past and what's been going on and their present feud, and then go like cut back to SmackDown and stuff. If there's stuff that happens on there, then they could say, well, tonight you're facing so-and-so, and then talk about that. Then you can interview everybody that's going to have a match. And you know, surprise somebody, because you got a whole hour just to talk, if that's going to be the case. And then the next 2 hours, they can just fight. You know, you can say, well, here's the upcoming match, and then do it that way. That way, at least you get the people interested, because then you can have talking and more storyline work in the first hour for the next 2 hours. And then you'll be like, okay, now I know why, because you have people in there fighting each other. Sometimes it don't have a purpose. But in that first hour, if you had a match like that you had to quickly throw on there, you could have something happen during that first hour to warrant it happening on Raw. I mean, that's just a thought, but I thought that'd be a decent idea for them to do, instead of just dragging stuff on for 3 hours and overrunning it when they're not making it useful anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, Raw opened up with Shane McMahon coming to the ring. And Vince McMahon came out there. They had a little back and forth there trying to carry on the storyline, but they didn't really add anything, nothing new to it. I mean, we're stuck in the same spot. And it was just your typical promo. Vince came out to asshole chants, which took me back to 2001. That was cool to see. And then they were in Chicago, and the crowd started chanting CM Punk, CM Punk. And Vince said, yeah. Hold on. Vince said, yeah, let's see how long this lasts. Not long. See, that's a great comeback, man. He completely buried CM Punk when he said that. But he had to. You know, he's defending his company. But yeah. I thought that was the best part. Oh, let's see how long these chants last.
Yeah.
Not long. What's wrong? You lost your steam? Did you lose your steam? And anyway, Vince was talking something about, well, you're Shane, talking his grandkids, he's going to be a better father to them than Shane because Shane ain't worth a damn for some reason and all this other crap. And then he sent security out there to get rid of Shane and said, look, Shane said, look, I'll leave on my own accord, but I don't want to be touched by the security. Anyway, you could tell he's been doing some UFC training. He did the worst punches and kicks I ever seen. I was like, what?
Hey, he was doing this, man, punching. I was like, what is that? It looked like a more Street Fighter combo or something, the way he was punching in the corner. But I don't know what that was. He was like shoulder to shoulder with the guys doing that. I'm like, what are you doing, Shane?
Well, he was trying to throw the security guard over the top rope, but he accidentally pulled the guard's shirt over his head, and the jobber couldn't see how to go over the top rope. That's why they had that little botch there. He covered up his face, and he couldn't see how to fall. And, yeah, that was just terrible, man. I still think the match with Undertaker will be good, obviously, but as far as punch and kicks go, it's terrible. Well, now, him taking the falls and the bumps, that's going to be cool. He's good at taking the bumps, but man, when he's doing that Jeet Kune Do or mixed martial MMA, mixed martial arts, Bruce Lee, he does shit like that, man. It's just terrible. Because I remember back in 2009 when he had that little feud with Randy Orton at No Way Out, when Orton was, punting all the McMahon members. Shane was punching Randy Orton, and Randy Orton was looking at him like he was stupid. He didn't feel nothing. It's just like, what are you doing, man? He's like, oh, you hit me. Oh. Yeah, you know it.
To work on his wrestling, that kung fu MMA stuff ain't gonna work on the Undertaker because the Undertaker is gonna carry the fighting part, and Shane's gonna carry the high spots part, and I guess that's how it works. But I guess, man, it was kind of corny, that whole segment, but it was like I guess they were just trying to express Vince's hatred for Shane, and Shane determined to try to make something out of the company. And Vince ain't too happy because remember he showed that picture of Shane up on his first WrestleMania he took him to, and then
that's a copy of a photo.
He smashes it and steps on it and all, and he's telling Shane how Stephanie's getting everything and all. So I guess it was just more of a emotional thing than really a big thing because I didn't get much out of it.
A continuance, keep the crowd happy, keep the storyline going, keep people excited.
That CM Punk thing though, he shut that down quick, and I'm glad, dude. CM Punk was my favorite. I'm just sick of Chicago. Every time they go in there, they chanting it like he's gonna come out the curtains. It
was just being trolls. Yeah, they're just doing that. They're just doing that to piss off Vince. I think it's funny, but I just love the way Vince cut them off. Oh, would you guys run out of steam? That didn't last long. I love that, man. CM Punk was watching that, he'd get pissed because he is an emotional guy. Defensive guy.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't want to talk about WWE, but that's what I'm famous for,
Yeah, I don't know where they're from. Who's Vince? Who's WWE? Who are they? I mean, he's like, like you don't know who they are.
Let him have a couple of fights, then he can say, I don't want to talk about WWE. I want to talk about my experience here in UFC. But until he has a fight, the only name recognition he has is from WWE. Of course, he's going to be asked that.
Right.
He's a prick, man. I always knew CM Punk was a prick because I remember he was at a Chicago ball game and baseball game, and his wife was with him, and somebody asked him how he was doing or something, and he was just like, "Go fuck yourself" or something. He's just a prick, man. That's bitchy and stuff. But as a character, very cool. I hate that he's gone. I wish he would come back, but but in reality, Phil Brooks is a different person.
Right.
Love him or hate him, but at least he's just being, himself, but an asshole. But at least he can say that. But they ain't gonna say that at his funeral. They'll be like, "Oh, he was the nicest man we ever known."
Yeah, you know how it goes.
But yeah, so Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks feud is continuing. They're gonna have a triple threat at WrestleMania. They referred to Ric Flair's Hugh Hefner. I thought that was hilarious. Because around these girls. That was clever. That's funny. And Charlotte's far more attractive as a heel, man. That sassy attitude, that works for her.
Yeah.
I think at least makes her interesting,
Well, you get more cheers that way, man. You get more the crowd. You get the crowd to get more of a reaction out of them than you can when you're a face, especially with her. Her daddy being with her now is helping her solidify herself better as a heel than he was there being helpful to her. Because if he'd have been there around just a few times and let her fall herself, that might have been better. But since you saw that that he's around her all the time, people got like tired of like seeing. She said she called him what, Hugh Hefner, or is her Hugh Hefner father?
Yeah.
That was the funniest.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I call the man old, but yeah, man, Becky Lynch, boy, she's just something else now. She really is. I tell you, I like Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I like Sasha Banks, but I think she's engaged now, so she ain't worth a damn. You get used to seeing them after a while. She's just old lizard lady to me, the way her attire and the way her hair is. And Becky, yeah, she's cute too, but I don't care, Eve Torres, oh man, I miss Eve Torres though. I used to love that woman. She was good, man. She was the women's champion or Divas champion on Raw, and she was the assistant manager on SmackDown. She did a lot. She had 2 roles, and she left a couple of years too early, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It was
but yeah, Ryback, they built him up as a heel, and he's just going to feud with Kalisto. Now they're doing this backwards because I think Kalisto is the U.S. champ, right? I think he should defend the U.S. title in that ladder match and let Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have a solo match at WrestleMania. They're doing it backwards. That's how they should book it. Because people want to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens one-on-one. Have it one-on-one and just have the U.S. title in the ladder match rather than the IC title. That's how they should do it. Sami Zayn came back on Raw and he jumped on Kevin Owens and the crowd went crazy. And I like Sami Zayn. He's pretty good, but I don't like his theme music too much, but they'll change that after time. It's just happy-go-lucky music. It's just woo, woo, woo. Yeah, but nothing's worse than Bree mode. Nothing's worse than that. Bree mode. So, yeah, that's just about it for Raw, man. Not too much happened. No Undertaker.
Kevin Owens and Neville, that was 2 high spot, which was a decent match. It was not as big as you expected Kevin Owens to do, but it's good, like you said, though, it's good to bring in Sami Zayn into that match because it kind of helped out. It helped out that feud because they had that feud for a long time. People have been wanting to see them, and to have them come out with a feud from a bunch of NXT guys, it was a decent match though. But then, like I said, there was a lot of filler matches because they had Brie Bella versus Summer Rae. Why put that in there? Nobody really wants to see that. Even though Lana came out and had the X Factor on Brie, wow, Lana done a move. Can you believe that, actually? But I'll tell you what I did like, though. The whole thing between Dean Ambrose and Triple H, to me, their promos are getting better. I was going to get to that, but I didn't want to skip over. I remember Y2J heel turn Monday night. I thought that was pretty good. The crowd was booing them, so they finally broke up, man. I feel sorry for whoever bought that shirt. And if you notice early in the match, WWE had a slogan on the screen that said 10% off T-shirts at WWE.com, WWEshop.com, 10% off or 15% or something like that. And I was like, okay, that heel turn's coming, when I saw that. And then because we suspected that heel turn was coming because the Jericho character, like Solid Monster said, he's just being a little too nice to AJ, giving him a little too much credit there. But yeah, he did what not the backstabber, but it's the reverse move of that. He's done his finisher on AJ a couple of times, and he tried to rip off the shirt like Hogan. He couldn't do it, so he just shoved it down AJ Styles' throat. That was nice. Then he goes backstage and cuts a promo on him. Now Jericho is a heel. He's always a crybaby. He's like, everybody cheers AJ, not me. Screw him. He's always been like a crybaby type heel. It works for him, though. It works for him. He's a really. That's why he was in WCW, man. That's what he was known for. In WCW.
Oh yeah, 1,001 moves. 1,001 moves.
Sit there and cry and in the middle of the ring and take chairs and beat him up against the steps and like Christian used to do. Remember Christian used to have his little panic.
Yeah, when he was feuding with DDP. Yeah,
he did the same. Jericho was like that in WCW. So, he really is older. But they first mentioned they might turn AJ heel, but I'm like, why would you do that?
No, I don't do
AJ
that.
heel between the two of them, and Jericho is your standard heel, and he ain't gonna be there much longer anyway. Probably after WrestleMania. So why would you go off and make AJ a heel off that? But I look forward to it, man. If they let them have a good match, AJ can put on a good one. He's put on a bunch of them. And Jericho has too, but it's just Jericho's older, and who knows if he's going to do those acrobatic moves like he used to do anyway. So, yeah, I look forward.
He's going to put AJ over, then leave for a few months. But, yeah, I really don't want to see this match for a fourth time, but I don't mind it as much because now Jericho's a heel, so there's a dynamic to it at least. At least it's a little different. I prefer to see AJ Styles feud with somebody else because they've already had 2 or 3 matches, but Jericho's a heel now, so that spices it up a little bit.
Oh yeah. He's gonna have. I think he's gonna have some good feuds with Sami Zayn coming up. If he's truly come up, and then Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens going to be there too. They're going to have some good feuds here. If the WWE will book it right, they'll have some good matches coming up with those guys. I see
AJ Styles, Kevin Steen, they got past experience working together, so they definitely dance together. That's no problem.
And like you said too, dude, that old Kalisto fighting Curtis Axel. Who wants to see Curtis Axel match under Curtis, not Kalisto, but Ryback, and then Kalisto had fought Tyler Breeze. I mean, these are gimmick matches. They should be fighting each other if they're going to fight. I mean, come on, why would you? Curtis Axel ain't going to do too much in his match, and Tyler Breeze, he's on the downswing with WWE. But I just think, like you said, Kalisto.
They'll bring him up when Ziggler. If Ziggler ever leaves, they'll bring him up. Tyler Breeze, probably.
Yeah, Ziggler worked good with Breeze, but you see, Ziggler got caught in that triple 3-on-1 handicap match the other night with King between the League of Nations and himself, and I was like, are they trying to push him again? So look for a Ziggler alert to go. But as you know, of course, the League of Nations is going to win anyway, so they beat up on poor Ziggler a little bit. But,
that's a terrible faction, man. They suck, dude.
Yeah.
I like Alberto Del Rio, but not in this role. I'd rather him go back to Lucha Underground and murder some more people. And
I like Barrett. I like Barrett too. Barrett had so much promise, but it's like you discussed on an earlier.
Yeah, I gave up on Barrett a couple of years back, man. That sucks too because he's got the charisma, he's got the physique, everything.
Right.
It just I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't get that.
Injury prone like Randy Orton was, man. That's how come Randy couldn't stay champion long. He would get hurt and be out like he is now, and then just, I mean, that's all that there is right now. He just injury prone.
And when he's healthy, they run out of shit for him to do.
Mm-hmm.
He feuded with Christian for about 6 months on SmackDown. That was a good feud. A few years back.
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing Orton come back. Actually, see what they do with him. You think they're setting up Ryback as a heel to go against Roman Reigns post WrestleMania? Well, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, but they're setting him up to fight Kalisto for that U.S. title. I saw
for now. Later on, you think he's going to go after Roman Reigns?
Well, Ryback had his best run the first time when he come back from getting hurt. Remember, he had that monster face return, and he was just destroying everybody. And then it got to that point where he got hurt again, that he came back, that he had lost a whole lot of steam. And it's like we've always talked about Sheamus and all these other guys who have been up and down, up and down, up and down. How many more times are you going to see this man? How many more times, how much steam has he really lost by being what he's going through? He's like the Big Show. Nobody really cares anymore. I mean, nobody really cares about him or Mark Henry or the Big Show. So it's like those three are kind of on their own island because they've been up and down, up and down, up and down for so long. You don't really know who they're gonna be next or what's gonna happen. So to be honest with you, dude, I don't know. They may try it. We'll just have to see. But I know up next they're gonna just focus with him and Kalisto because Roman Reigns has got feuds with Dean Ambrose. I see with Triple H. You know, I see those coming up. So we'll see, but it has to be way down the line after all these other feuds, and that's even if still Roman Reigns is champion, or if he does become champion, because we don't know what's going to happen here at the upcoming network special on the network this coming Saturday, Roadblock.
Before we get into that, though, the main event, Triple H came out there to do his thing where he beats down Dean Ambrose, but Ambrose got the upper hand this time. Ambrose got the upper hand, but right before that, the Wyatt family was in the ring. Now, why didn't they come back and help Triple H? I don't know. I think they're being independent here, but Bray Wyatt, Triple H had a little face-off there. I think they were kind of testing the waters there, you know, get a reaction, see what would happen. That was pretty cool. That might be the thumbnail, actually. I don't know. I'm thinking
Bray's supposed to get a good face turn here after WrestleMania, so
he needs it, man. He needs it. Yeah. He needs it, man, because they always lose at the pay-per-views.
I don't get that, dude. Me and you sit here and talk each week, week in and week out, when we do our show. Promo work is awesome. These guys' promo work's awesome. Why can't creative all creative has to do is hold them up. They can walk themselves. They just need to be picked up, and for some reason, creative drops the ball time after time. No matter how good or promo work these guys can do, they still drop the ball on them. Luke Harper, man, he's a good wrestler. They're a strong faction, especially with that Strowman in there. They're a strong, scary faction. You know, it's just nothing for them to do, I guess. You know, but maybe that face turn with Triple H or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, Triple H, I didn't think he was going to wrestle past WrestleMania, but he might have to, man, unless Cena's coming back. Well,
Cena's not going to make Mania. I know that.
Well, I did read the other day. I did read that Triple H after WrestleMania, him and Stephanie are going to take more of a behind the scenes go at it. You remember before the Authority, they were kind of behind the scenes and weren't on there as much.
Yeah, USA Network wanted them back on TV for ratings.
Right, and so, but now what I'm reading and seeing is that, so this may kind of prelude to WrestleMania, but they said after WrestleMania that Triple H and Stephanie are looking to become more behind the scenes than just, so I guess with the Authority, they may not last after WrestleMania, but from what the article I read is that they're going to be more behind the scenes after WrestleMania. So take that as
it's getting interesting because in that Shane Vince McMahon promo, Shane hyped up so much that he was going to take over Raw that it would almost be a very disappointment to the fans if he didn't win that match, the way he cut that promo. But my theory was he's just back because Cena's gone. They need a gimmick match for Mania. That's all. That's my original thought. But the way he cut that promo Monday, it'd be a disappointment if he didn't win. And there was negotiations about him staying after WrestleMania a little while. So I don't know, man. If I had to guess, I would say Shane would lose, but I wouldn't be surprised if he won. Well, now, here's an interesting thing. What if Shane McMahon wins the Hell in a Cell match, and then he interferes in the Triple H match to help Roman Reigns win, and then he embraces Roman Reigns? Everybody be clapping for Shane, and they're like, he's standing next to Roman Reigns. Boo, you know. That'd be a clever way to do it, but I don't give them that much credit. Now, I got that from What Culture Theories, but yeah, how they should book it.
I can see that.
I don't see Undertaker losing again, though, unless he gets screwed. If Taker gets screwed, I can see it. You know, I just don't see him. You know, I know the streak don't matter anymore, but they were going to throw in that stipulation that Undertaker has to retire if he don't win the match. That was a rumored stipulation. If they do that, that kind of gives it away, though, because we know Taker ain't going to retire.
He's not retiring, no. He's not, because they would have made plans about that. It's now just more of a control of Raw is what his match is used for, which that's sad because now, instead of it being the like you just said, though, the streak's over with, but he's starting to lose that mystique now that when his matches are about somebody else's objective rather than it being his own, because he didn't say like, well, I'm going to dominate you like he did with Brock Lesnar. You notice he just said, he told Vince that, you know, indirectly he was talking to Vince about beating up Shane, but he wasn't directing it toward Shane. He was telling it to Vince about your blood being on your blood being on your mind. And two was the fact that they also I heard he could turn heel. They could make him turn heel the Undertaker for that match.
I don't know, man. I don't even think they know what they're doing. But the way the Undertaker said it, it's like he's just doing what he has to do. But he's supposed to be against the authority and all that. It don't make too much sense, man. But hopefully they'll clear the storyline up next couple leading into WrestleMania.
Yeah, they got 3 weeks, about 3 or 4 more weeks to go.
3.5 weeks.
2, 3. Yeah, they've got quite a while for a storyline to kind of waylay over to that. That's why you give it over a month and a half or so to build it up if you hadn't built one up already. But then Ambrose fought Bray Wyatt at the end of the night, didn't he?
Yeah, that was the main event.
Yeah. I mean, it's
weren't too crazy about it. I was waiting for Triple H to come out there. Yeah. Ambrose got the upper hand. I figured that because they do that leading into a special event or whatever. They got a special event on WWE Network this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not a WWE subscriber, you can watch WrestleMania for free with a free trial. That's the month they should block a free trial. They're stupid to do that. And the people that say, well, where's my free month? I've been a subscriber for years. Newsflash, cable companies, all kinds of companies give special deals to new customers all the time. I understand. I feel the same way, but companies give freebies to new subscribers all the time. Netflix, all kinds of people, sign up with a different account. I don't know. Do like Don Tony, make 120 accounts, buy a bunch of green dot cards and just do it every month. It ain't too bad though. $10 is not bad. You could share it with a couple of people or whatever. Just keep it on the DL. It's not bad. It's not a bad deal, But I would not give away WrestleMania for free. I wouldn't even have it on the network. That'd be the only pay-per-view I'll keep on traditional pay-per-view. I don't know, man. But they're all about subscribers now, and we can relate that as YouTube sensations. But that's cool. Maybe it's not as much pressure when they have it on the network. But anyway, network special week. Ambrose and Triple H are going to have a title match. I think this is my theory very quickly that I think Brock Lesnar is going to interfere and cost Ambrose the title. That way it keeps the Ambrose and Brock feud going, and Triple H is still the champion. There's no way Triple H is losing this title. It's just the house show or special event, and they're just going to stream it. They just happen to stream it live. Nothing's going to happen. The Brock and Bray match, unfortunately, Bray's going to lose, but I don't want Brock to lose either. Then later on, Brock's going to come out there and cost Ambrose the title. That way, it keeps Ambrose strong and Triple H keeps the title so he can give it to Roman Reigns that nobody cares about. They don't care, man. What culture, all the things I watch, man, nobody cares about Roman Reigns. Nobody. I don't understand that. I mean, they're just trying to force it,
Oh, yeah. That's true, man. It's like I said, with Brock, the obstacle that is Brock, what they'll see. Bray Wyatt, like I said, and just to what we just talked about, Bray Wyatt is he's so good on the mic. He can perform. They're just not using him right. I mean, if they would just do half the stuff that you and I could think of, or like even Monster thinks of when he gives, what he would do, they could do a lot better off than what they're doing now, because to me that's silly. That reason, and as good as he is on the mic and getting attention, they can't book him any better to make it at least look like it's going to be a great matchup instead of saying, well, here's Brock Lesnar again. Let's see he's going to squish now. Let's see he's going to squash next. Let's see he's going to squash tomorrow. Because people, they build up such a monster and everybody else so inferior, which I like Ambrose taking that effect because Ambrose is like, hey, what mask all you want? You ain't killing me, But Bray's another creature, he's dark and everything, and who knows what may happen during that, Brock may win. Like you said, a White family may interfere in the match afterwards or something, But we'll see how that one goes, though. I'm kind of on it, but I'm kind of thinking that Brock is probably going to win that one.
All right. Well, Triple H and Ambrose, you think Brock's going to interfere, or you think Triple H is going to pin him clean?
I don't think Brock will interfere in this. Brock, to me, hasn't been that type really to interfere in anybody's matches. Brock more.
Wait. But remember though, at Fastlane, Ambrose cost Brock that match for some reason, and he might do this as revenge. Cost Ambrose the title.
That's true.
Yeah, and storyline, yeah, but WWE's logic, I can understand why you say, well, they probably not.
But the only reason why I say that is because while that's true, when they wiped their tail of having Bray fight Brock at WrestleMania, they wiped that match like it didn't even happen. So I don't see if they've cleared that off like it never really happened. With that really happening, then
no DQ.com sound effect. He's always got noise.
I like Aaron Riff, man. I apologize with all these sounds. Traffic's really
He makes
high.
me think somebody's blowing the horn in my yard sometimes. I mop to rise.
I just feel like that there's a possibility that Dean could win. I would say maybe a 30% chance. I don't give him that high. I don't think anymore because I don't see them planning this whole time for Roman Reigns to fight for the title for him to come up and lose. I think it'll be a good, decent match, much like it was when they were the last two at the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble, they were the last two in the ring, Triple H and Ambrose. I think this has been a nice, tiny mini feud while you've taken Roman off of TV for a while because people are going to be booing him up until then, and I guess they're trying to keep him away. But I believe Ambrose.
What's that say about your top baby face? What's that say about Roman?
Oh yeah, dude. And you get tired of him after a while because people don't like him. Yet he's going to go off and he's going to go do his thing anyway, and they're still pushing him, even though Dean gets a way better reception than he does. But I just feel like Dean is a more fan-friendly guy that the fans like than Roman. Even though Roman comes out, I'm up like you, man. We still keep hoping for that Roman Reigns heel turn that they're going to have, but we still don't even know if they're going to do that yet. But I just think that Roman's going to. I think that Roman. I'm not Roman, but I think Triple H will defeat Dean Ambrose, and go on to WrestleMania only because they put so much in the storyline. Had they not, I would have given more towards Dean because Dean looks like right now, just you and I just watching Raw, he looks like he could actually do it because, you mentioned that to me the other day. You was like, Dean could actually take him for that title. And I'm like, well, he could have. But we've known
I'm saying that's speculation from the.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He could.
That's the speculation from the fan. I don't think he's going to take it, but
you don't think you don't think?
No, I was just saying that's what. No, that's what the IWC is thinking. That's the speculation.
I don't see that as well because
not at Roadblock. No, not at Roadblock. In the future,
but Triple H ain't going to let him beat him. Wouldn't let him beat him at no big pay-per-view. If he's going to win, it's going to be like an offhand one. Like, what was it? What was the Roman won the title at? Payback?
Yeah, something like that.
It was one of his crappy pay-per-views. It weren't one of the big ones, but it went at the crappy pay-per-view. But but in my head, though, like I said, I'm giving Triple H like a 70% chance of winning that match. So I think Triple H will win.
I think I'm just going to go with stubborn WWE here and say Ambrose lose Saturday, Brock interferes, Triple H Roman Reigns, he puts over Roman Reigns, and nobody's going to care about it. Now they might put that match before the Hell in a Cell match to avoid people throwing trash in the ring or something. I don't. But if they do that, Shane's winning because they want to end with a happy ending at WrestleMania. Except for last year when Seth Rollins cashed in. But arguably, that was a happy moment because the IWC was behind him. Right. That was awesome. I'm ready for Seth Rollins to come back, please. Because he can have some awesome feuds, man. I like to see him and AJ Styles have a match, actually. I think that'd be pretty good spot fest. Good in a good way.
Right.
AJ Styles was doing some old school moves on Raw. I guess he's comfortable now. That's great. I was like, why do I even like AJ Styles? And I saw some of the moves he was doing. I said, that's why. That's why. I about forgot he did all that stuff. He's good, man. But yeah. So, What was the Raw? You got the Raw rating this week?
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Bill?
I have the Raw rating in right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Mack here with your weekly Raw rating here. The show averaged an average of 3.55 million viewers, which is down, which is no shock to me. Down from the 3.742 average that it did last week. Last one, hour one averaged 3.76. Hour two dropped to 3.61, and the final hour done a 3.27. Dropped down almost 40-some thousand viewers. Actually, 400-some thousand viewers between the second and the last Raw, but it was second last hour. But it did still rank number one in the top 50 shows for cable that night. So, you know, that's down. It went from a 2.59 down to from the 2.63. So 0.04 drop in rating.
That's sad during WrestleMania season. That's supposed to be the peak of WWE
Exactly.
WrestleMania season. But everybody's, if they didn't have that Shane Undertaker match, man, it would not be exciting at all. That's all they got for this year, which was genius by Vince, you know, to do that. Yeah, I give him credit for that.
And here's the topper bullet. WWE broke their all-time legitimate attendance record with WrestleMania 32. The event this far has sold over 84,000 tickets as of 2 days ago. And it says that if they get over, in order to get over 90,000, they will need to sell the standing room tickets. And it says that the stadium is so massive to have people stand, so it's very possible that they can get at least 90,000. So
just gotta start giving tickets away. Just give them away, man.
The prior attendance was
bad movies. Here's a ticket. Bad movies. Bad movies. Here's a ticket.
1992 at Wembley Stadiums, with 79,000. So that was.
But they're trying to break WrestleMania 3 when we'll quote 93,000 in attendance, but really the number was lower than that.
78,000.
WWE wants you to think it was 93,000 because that's part of the storyline. That's part of the entertainment, to quote Vince.
That's like I'm trying to sell, but you know that
with the Hulk Hogan scandal, you know, oh, that's not Terry Bollea, that's Hulk Hogan. You know,
yeah, I heard.
Did you hear about that? Oh man, did you hear that trial? On,
Are we talking about Hulk Hogan or are we talking about Terry Bollea here? And I'm like, what?
Well, technically, Hulk Hogan is Terry Bollea.
He's separating them. Now he's trying to separate them with stuff.
The funniest part was when he said Bubba the lunch sponge, whatever he's called, and his wife Heather were bullying Hogan to sleep with her. That was the most funniest part. And he's like, what, 6'6"? You know, well, they were bullying me to sleep with her. That's why I slept with her. Yeah, that was just so funny, man. He's such a victim, you know. His wife left him. Oh, he broke down and cried. Poor Hogan. Have any girl he can ever want it, and he's crying about it.
I know, man. But you know that big Wembley stadium. This should feature a couple guys you like. This was headlined, if you remember, back in '92 in SummerSlam. It was headlined by the Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage and a British Bulldog versus Bret Hart. So that'd be an
Bulldog and Bret Hart were the main event. I remember that was one of my favorite pay-per-views as a kid. Exactly. I remember it. I used to love it. I used to watch it all the time. I rented it, recorded it to a tape and watched it all the time. You know, back when we were copying tapes. You know, I used to watch it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, that was one of my favorite pay-per-views. But maybe they'll break it. But back to Terry Bollea. You know, Terry Bollea doesn't have a 10-inch penis, but Hulk Hogan does. You know,
right?
That's just part of the entertainment. So WWE don't reach 100,000. They say they will anyway. That's part of the entertainment. You know,
right?
It's just entertainment. You know, so technically they're not lying because that's part of the entertainment.
I know, man. It's funny because remember. I saw a tidbit here. They changed the script with the whole Vince and Shane storyline because all Shane said was he was to take over Raw, but it said here that they were going to go back and that Shane and Vince original script for the opening segment on this past Monday's Raw was that Shane was supposed to respond to Stephanie that said the week before that Shane was supposed to say that if Triple H and Stephanie make better good on their promise to quit the company if he beat the Undertaker, and then he was also supposed to say that if they didn't make good that he would fire them for the next night on Raw. But then it said WWE changed their script just hours.
They got to, because what if Roman Reigns? Because it gives away the ending of the Triple H Roman Reigns match. Roman Reigns doesn't win the title. They're gonna fire Triple H as the champion. It doesn't make too much sense, you know. So it kind of gives it away.
Exactly. That's the thing about all this stuff, man. It's but I'm just looking forward.
I had to rush and panic and throw this WrestleMania together, you know, with all the injuries. So I'll give them that much credit. But
yeah, and he didn't mention that on there, but that's what they're going to do. But John Cena officially announced he had to make a conference call that he wasn't going to be able to wrestle. So for all those,
he'll be at WrestleMania 33.
Yeah, so all those Cena fans are not looking forward to seeing John. Don't look to thinking Cena's going to wrestle there.
I don't get that. He said he couldn't. He said he couldn't wrestle, but why can't he just be there as a special attraction like The Rock?
Yeah, you too. That's what I was
definitely use him that way. Definitely use him that way.
I was getting ready to say that. I said that he said he couldn't perform. Didn't say he couldn't. He wasn't appearing. Just said he wasn't performing. So we'll see on.
Might be a little surprise. Might be a little surprise at Mania. Yeah,
could be. He could interfere, but I just don't see him not showing up. Him showing up and nothing happening, you know.
Yeah, I mean he could go there and do bad commentary if nothing else. I don't get why they don't think of stuff like that. But yeah, we'll just come in, sit down, do bad commentary.
Oh,
yeah, at least for the main, that'd be perfect. Have him come in, do commentary just for the main event because he's a former champion, kind of like Apollo Creed in Rocky III, where he was doing commentary. Have him do that for the main event. That's what they should. They did with Shawn Michaels. At WrestleMania 13, Shawn Michaels was supposedly injured. He did commentary for the main event because he was a former champion. They should do that with John Cena, you know. But
they should. But I did. And one other tidbit here. I did see that the head guy that does NXT, they've moved him over to SmackDown Creative. So maybe they'll give them a shaking up where maybe they can help out SmackDown a little bit on their show, you know. I mean, because Lord knows they need some help. Raw don't care about them at all, you know, or Vince don't. But they did say that what could happen was Shane could take on Raw, Triple H and Stephanie could do the brand split and take over SmackDown because they keep mentioning SmackDown. They don't Raw. They don't say SmackDown. So why do you think they keep mentioning that? They keep saying, well, because you remember Michael Cole keeps saying, well, Shane McMahon wins, he'll take over Raw, which is essentially WWE. But he didn't say nothing about SmackDown, just Raw. So
because the authority's always going to be around. They get to show up on SmackDown or something. But I don't see a brand split though. But you never know.
I've been here to talk about. I don't know if it'll happen though. But
I don't think so.
Remember talking about it.
Not very optimistic about it. I think it's just going to be the same old after Mania. You know, because after Mania, they go to the down spiral. You know, it's just not as good.
Always do. Well, then they'll have what? The draft? I mean, not the draft. Don't they do a draft? Or no, not.
No, they used to. They don't do draft anymore. They're going to have that awesome Monday Night Raw after the night after Mania. That's always good. And then they're probably I'm just guessing they'll have Ryback challenge Roman Reigns at the next pay-per-view. Or maybe Triple H will have a rematch with him. I don't know. I don't get that.
Reigns turns heel
because he's entitled to a rematch. You know, you lose a title, you're entitled to a rematch. You get your rematch, win your title back, the other guy is entitled to his rematch. So it never stops. That's such a loophole. That's such a loophole there.
And they know what they're doing.
I need my rematch. Well, okay, you won. I need my rematch. You know, unless he goes over twice. Miss Seth.
Would you Seth Rollins laugh?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't give it that much credit. I can't pull off a masterful heel laugh like that. You know? You guys want to see a world title match tonight? Oh, you're not going to get it. That shit with Brock on Raw a year ago. Because Brock was wanting his rematch the night after Mania. Seth was, and Lillian Garcia was like, tonight's not a match. It's scheduled for one fall. And then Seth got a microphone and said, hey, I'm leaving. Ha ha. And he ran. That's when Brock destroyed the set and everything. And he F5 Michael Cole. That shit was funny, though. They set it up, though, like it was really going to happen. And Seth just runs away. That was so funny. He called him, though. Brock called him. They had a little back and forth. But Seth eventually ran away. He had his stooges out there with him, back then.
Yeah, man. It's funny, though. But, yeah, let's just hope, man, that Roadblock isn't too bad of a bore.
I think it'll be a really good show. It's just we already know the outcome, but seeing how it gets there will be pretty good. I think it's worth watching, I guess. If you ain't got nothing else to do, it's worth checking out. It's going to be a good show, but we pretty much know how it's going to end, but it's all good. A lot of times we know how matches are going to end anyway. We still enjoy it. It's going to be a good match, I guess.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour show, I think.
It's going to be 3 hours? Wow.
I think so, what I read. But then we got
cool.
5 matches, 6 matches. 5 matches, maybe. That means there's going to be a whole lot of promos and a whole lot of talk.
A whole lot of Edge and Christian show commercials.
Oh, God, yeah. That's the only thing about WWE Network. They know how to throw those Edge and Christian commercials in there, don't they? After every commercial break, that's what comes on there.
Yeah. So they need to add more episodes to Ride Along. They need to add more to that. Table for 3. They need to add more episodes. And Legends with JBL. I thought Legends with JBL was pretty good when he had Eric Bischoff on there.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's only got Farouk and Road Dogg Jesse James. That's it. I'm like, we're not going to add more episodes.
Right.
You got Stone Cold podcast, but that's like once every other month or something. You can listen to that every week. On your tablet. But anyway, I think that's going to be the show. Unless you got something else you want to add.
No, you pretty much summed it up, man. That's about all I could do with between Raw and Road.
I got to get something to eat. Getting hungry. That's why I said Bubba the Lunge instead of Bubba the Love Sponge or whatever the fuck he is. I'm sleeping with my wife, Hugger. We're gonna bully you, man. We're gonna bully you into doing it.
Well, let's just keep our fingers crossed that Roadblock is good, and hopefully when we get back on here, Raw is good, so we have something good really to go on about. Because other stuff was more interesting than that. So let's just keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully that network special and the Raw will be pretty good. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Ladies and gentlemen, stick with us. Hit that like and subscribe button. Stick with us. Listen to us every week. Stick with us, man. Appreciate you guys watching. And I hope you guys have a good one.
Later.